Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Welcome to day 2670 of What's She Up To Now. She in the She Shed. Today we're talking about one of my favorite exercises. And yes, it is one of my favorite exercises because that is so powerful and it allows me to, in a non-personally threatening or criticizing way, look back at the events of my life and how they've been impacted or how they are impacting different areas of my life and different aspects of our life. We're looking today at, of course, financial health and well-being. So we look at our timeline. Mine's getting very long. And we ask ourselves, okay, what impact did this event have on my financial situation? Was it positive? Was it negative? Was it something that I can learn? Am I starting to see patterns in how I am impacted financially by different decisions, different choices, different ways of thinking, different occurrences? How can I look for patterns? Hindsight being 2020. Looking back on things, we see things that we never see at the time. When we're in a situation, we always make the best choice, the best decision, given the information we have at the time for us, right? It might be tomorrow or even in an hour, we'll be like, oh my God, that was a dumb thing to do. But usually it takes longer than that before we realize that we actually could have made another choice. We could have done something differently, that we had more than just two options, that we had the ability to take more time or do something different or phone a friend, whatever we could have done, but we didn't. We learn by looking back at our lifeline and different situations and the impact that they've had on us after the fact, right? We live our life in the moment. We can only act right now, hoping that we're making a positive impact on our future, but we only know that by being in the future and then looking back on the moment of decision. So it's really a fascinating tool. I think it allows us to become more self-aware both in our business life and in our careers, as well as in our relationships, all the different areas and aspects of our life, which is why on my timeline, I have all the different areas and aspects, and I actually plot them out over time. I do it every year on my big board, not on this little one. This is just a little one so I can hold it up and share it. So you can see, you can do it on a napkin, you can do it on a piece of paper, you can do it on whatever works for you. But this works for me because it's got the lifeline or the life framework areas. On the one side, it's got head, heart, intuition, decision-making tool on the other, and my lifeline exercise. So it's a great little tool for me personally. But I love the tool because it allows me to see things that I don't see at the time. It allows me to look for patterns and ahas and then learn from them so I don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. When we see a pattern of behavior, and I definitely have some patterns of behavior that I've learned by looking back that I don't want to repeat, right? I usually have like a 3-year interest period. I don't know why, but I saw this by doing my lifeline years ago. I would look at jobs and businesses, and I could see in my behavior and my thoughts and my thinking that after about 3 years in a new role, I'd learned everything that I wanted to learn. I'd done everything that I could in that position to optimize it and put systems in place to have it continue forward without me, and I was ready for the next challenge. I was ready to move on. So it's interesting to find and see patterns in our own behaviors and things like that. That was in corporate America. I have a different business pattern interest, but I'm working on improving that as well. So today, I challenge you to, if you haven't done it yet, create your own lifeline. Start the year you're born through this year and beyond. I always put an arrow because I don't plan on leaving the planet this year. And then put key events on it, and then ask yourself, how did that impact my financial well-being, my financial health? Was it positive or negative? I like to use on my big board, I put the timeline in the middle. So positive impacts of like finances are above the line, negative impacts on finances are below the line. And then I revisit and relook at those every year as we do a new challenge. This is the 8th year I think I've done a challenge. I haven't shared the timeline. I think 2020 is when I started sharing that. And we didn't do it in the annual challenge that year. I was doing annual challenges differently the first 3 or 4 years that I did them, and then I changed them up and focused on continuous growth and improvement because that's one of my core values. And I know that I always want to be growing and improving. And if I'm doing one little thing every day, for example, this year to be a better version of myself, a better human being, a better person, a better me, that at the end of the year, without even trying very hard, I'm much better than I was at the beginning of the year. I'm already better 5 months into the year than I was at the beginning of the year. A better human being in some ways. Probably not in other ways, just ask my family. But that's a work in progress too. We as human beings are a work in progress, and we're always, hopefully always improving and being more of who we want to be, and setting a good example for other people. All right, if I can help you in any way, if you need help with this Lifeline exercise, please ask me. I've literally done it thousands of times with myself and other people, so I'm more than happy to help. All right, have a great day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.